we would think we would have requirements. We kind of thought of those as, okay, let's stop talking about what we need to do and let's build it. And we'd get partway done with building and we'd figure out, oh, we hadn't talked about this functionality, or what happens when this happens. And what we were seeing is we were iterating, but we would spin and spin and spin. And then we'd get to, another issue was we would get to the testing phase instead of doing that as we were kind of building. And we'd find that the QA group would find other issues. And needless to say, there's stress involved when you're trying to get something out. The developers were just trying to get what they wanted done. The product owner was not happy that we weren't able to get the product out. And the QA team was not happy because they were getting stuff that didn't work or didn't cover certain situations. And we knew there was a better way. And so we reached out to you. We had a good conversation. And we started some of the Agile and BDD blueprint training and then engaged with you to kind of make sure we were using the practices and disciplines correctly. The biggest thing for the team is we didn't spend less time, but we kind of had a guide. The different team members would lead those sessions. We kind of had guided sessions and we had better output from a meeting rather than spending an hour and a half talking about something and not really having any concrete output, but the use of the BDD techniques, talking through specific examples allowed us to build those acceptance criteria, even a lot of times in the Gherkin format, and have an output. And so we had moved our common understanding forward as opposed to talking for an hour, everybody was there, and then we weren't any further. The BDD approach let us move forward. We still spent a lot of time. It was a lot of effort, but we had output.
One of the things that I really appreciated was the ability or the encouragement to give concrete examples. That was something I would, in the past, kind of think, okay, well, we need this product, but I didn't always know how to explain what it was that I was looking for. And in the process of doing really concrete examples, I could explain how I use the product or what our users would be looking for. And it changed the conversation. Like Todd was saying, it became less just having discussions and more working through how we would want the product to be. And it gave us some real outcomes to be able to work towards. We always came out with something out of our discussions. We always actually discovered something. And in the past, I think sometimes, like Todd said earlier, we would be, as product owners, giving an idea or a concept and thinking that it was really clear. And we would walk away and say, okay, we've communicated that. And then the technical team would start building it and we would just not even be on the same page. And I didn't understand how important it was for me as the business representative to be so involved with all of it and really taking ownership of that whole process and then seeing what a difference it can make was really valuable. And being involved, and the more that I'm involved, the better results we have because I'm available to answer questions as the build is happening. And that was something that I couldn't encourage enough the other business people to get involved in the process because it changes the conversation completely and it takes the guesswork out of much of what we're doing. And we have 3-week sprints that we work in, and we have demo days at the end of each sprint. And the team that's working on my product, every time I'm like, okay, guys, if we're not ready to demo something, it's okay. You know, we can take a session off. I realize there's a lot going on, and they're so determined for delivery and like so eager to make that happen. And we haven't had a demo day where we haven't had something real to demo and real value being built and added. And I think that goes to what Todd's saying about getting that excitement. because on both sides we're able to see what's being accomplished and it's real, and we're not having to backtrack and fix something that wasn't done right. We're actually able to keep moving forward. So that's really fun, and I love seeing the passion of the QAs and of the developers and everything. So
the engagement process between Rebecca and the team produced an energy that was, I think everybody could kind of feel it. People wanted to be on this project.
I came into the process as a product owner just as Select Sires was starting to investigate and use BDD. And so for me coming in, I kind of thought that was the norm. And I hadn't seen it in past work, but I also hadn't been that closely involved. I wasn't a product owner prior to that. And so, but then I started having conversations with others, both in the organization and outside of the organization, and realized that it's not the norm. And I thought, why wouldn't you do this? Because of the results that I had seen, and of the way that I was able to engage in the process and really help things move forward and keep that excitement going. And I think it feeds off of, everything feeds off of each other. You get an excited product owner who knows that what they're contributing is actually going to be built. You get excited developers who know that what they're developing is appreciated. And it's just this real momentum that can be built. So I would definitely say that it's a process that should be adopted and used.
We were trying to use the BDD practices. We were doing some example mapping and feature mapping even before we kind of engaged with you. But the engagement actually helped the team kind of coalesce around them, because everybody else thought that somebody else wasn't doing it exactly right, or we weren't sure if we were doing it right. But once we engaged with you and you gave us some pointers, we saw it more in practice. The team really kind of grabbed a hold of it, and it's now, we're starting to use it in other projects. So other projects that we've had some struggles in the past. This is just the way we do things now. So, but I think we got great value out of the engagement with you, whether it was some of the video series, the kind of the workshop training, but certainly the engagement to be part of our project was incredibly helpful. The team gained confidence, and they said, this is now our process. So just do it.